Hey guys, this is Justin at the Survivor Review, and today I have some comic book movie news to talk about. Now this is something I don't usually do anymore. I used to do this like many years ago, discuss like new stuff that was announced and stuff like that, but I kind of stopped doing that. But I figured this was something that was worth talking about, mainly because I have a lot of thoughts on this and it's been on my mind since this was announced yesterday. And what was announced is that Michael Keaton is apparently in talks to reprise his role as Batman in the new Flash movie. Now I figured this was something worth talking about, seeing that the most viewed video on this channel is called Why Michael Keaton is the Best Batman. So I have a lot of thoughts about him and his movies also, because I don't know if I mentioned it that much, but the first Tim Burton Batman movie is one of my favorite movies in general. I love it, and it might be my favorite Batman movie. I don't think it's the best, but it's my favorite, if that makes any sense. Like, that's the one that I found myself returning to all the time. It's just such an entertaining movie. So I have a lot of thoughts on Michael Keaton as Batman and him coming back and kind of possibly returning to the Tim Burton universe in a way. Because like what they're reporting is that they've been saying this for a while now. The Flash movie is going to be like a loose adaptation of Flashpoint, which has been said numerous times is still a bad idea. Like, why is the first Flash movie going to be a Flashpoint movie? It's kind of ridiculous, but moving aside from that, because that's something we've been saying for the past like 2-3 years, I forgot which review it was where Sam and I even mentioned it. I think it might have been Justice League. So I might have been talking about this like as far back as like 3 years ago about doing Flashpoint. So moving on from my opinions on them doing a Flashpoint movie, from what they're kind of gathering is that it seems that, because in the Flashpoint comics there's a point where he goes to an alternate universe where Thomas Wayne is Batman and stuff like that. But instead of that, the Flash is going to go to the Tim Burton universe where there's Michael Keaton as Batman instead. And I have so much mixed thoughts on this. Because on one hand, Michael Keaton's coming back as Batman, or at least Bruce Wayne. I think that's the main thing they said. He's going to be playing Bruce Wayne again, so he's probably not going to be suiting up as Batman. But either way, it's Michael Keaton back in that role. Like my favorite version of that character, my favorite live-action version of that character. So yeah, that's awesome. That's crazy. That's cool. But in a Flash movie, I don't know. I'm not too big on this idea. Because, like, I've always thought it would be a good idea, and luckily I read a lot of comments online kind of having the same idea. Because I always thought that Michael Keaton should come back as Batman, of course, in a Batman Beyond movie. And it should be like how, you know, the Joaquin Phoenix Joker movie is like an Elseworlds tale. It's not set in the cinematic universe, it's its own thing. Well, I feel like they should do that with Batman Beyond. They should make an Elseworlds movie, not tied into any of the universes. I mean, it could be, of course, tied into the two Tim Burton films. It could be a sequel to those. Have Michael Keaton as the old Bruce Wayne and everything. I feel like that would have been awesome. Like, that's just great. And I feel like when they did the Joker movie, they just opened the door to that possibility of just doing their own kind of standalone, you know, Batman Beyond movie that's connected to the Burton movies. You can bring back Michael Keaton and everything, and I feel like this idea kind of squanders that idea, and that's what kind of annoys me, is I feel like something like that is a much better way to bring back Michael Keaton than making him appear in the Flash movie. And by him appearing in that, it kind of just feels like fan service. Like, how are we going to get butts in the seats? Well, I mean, bring back Michael Keaton. There you go. Now people want to see this. And it's just like, I want a Flash movie. I want a movie about the Flash, not a movie that's going to be like, oh, I can't wait till Michael Keaton's Batman shows up, and that's the selling point. I find that kind of annoying. I mean, we had standalone Wonder Woman movie and standalone Aquaman movie, and they even throw Shazam in there. They were all successful and all good standalone movies. So I don't get why they can't just do that with Flash. Also, the reports, I'm not sure how true this part is. I heard reports that they want Michael Keaton to keep playing the role and turn into kind of like a mentor figure, almost like Nick Fury. So the reports are saying, so he will appear in future movies. And I don't know about that. Well, first off, the cynical part of me is that because of the way Warner Brothers has handled this whole cinematic universe, it's so easy to just be cynical about it all and just not, like, believing in any of this, because even though they're kind of getting better with their films, with movies like Aquaman and Shazam, I wasn't too big on Birds of Prey, but they're moving in the right directions. They're still terrible at announcing stuff and following through on ideas, so you're going to have a reoccurring role for an actor in his mid-60s in future projects they're not even guaranteed they were going to get. So yeah, I don't really care about that part of the announcement, that like that's gonna happen, because I'm like, yeah, we'll see. You know, unless it leads into a Batman Beyond movie, then I'll be excited, but we'll see, because who knows what's gonna happen next, because, you know, Flash movie might not be successful, so they'll be like, oh, well, let's forget about that and try something else, you know? And then there's also the case of the multiple Batmans. Like, you just had Affleck leaving the role, which is still fresh in people's minds. You have the Robert Pattinson version coming out soon, and then now you're gonna have an alternate universe Michael Keaton version, and I'm just like, that's just too many Batmans. I feel like it's just doing too much with that one character in this one universe. But like I was saying, Michael Keaton should reprise the role of Batman or just Bruce Wayne in something not related to the cinematic universe. Then I'd be down for it, but now you're introducing him, and I know, like I said, it's multiverse, but you're still having him interact with this one universe, you know what I mean? So you're gonna have 3 different Batman in this universe, and it's just confusing and just too much. Now, I could be wrong. Maybe the movie will come out and it'll have a good explanation for why Affleck's not there anymore, and we'll kind of explain Keaton coming in, explain Pattinson and everything. Or maybe the Pattinson one's just a separate movie. Although, like, knowing DC, even if the Pattinson one is a separate movie, if it ends up being a success, they're going to try to find a way to have him interact with Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman and Jason Momoa's Aquaman. You just know it. Only Warner Brothers can make an announcement that should make me super excited and happy, and just make me frustrated and disappointed. Like, I hope this all works out, and if it does, that'll be great. I read something, I think it was just an article title, so I don't know how true it is, especially because this news is only 1 day old, so things might change in the next coming days. But it was saying something like the Tim Burton films are going to be, like, connected to the DC EU and stuff like that, and I'm like, I mean, I love the Burton Universe. I love those two. Well, I really like Batman Returns. I don't know if I love it, but I love the first film. And I love that universe. I just don't see the point in connecting it to the new films. It kind of comes off, like I mentioned kind of earlier, a desperate attempt to get people more interested in the Flash movie. When I'm like, you just had to make a good Flash movie and we'd be cool, you know? Also, by doing that, they're getting rid of the Thomas Wayne idea. And there's part of me that would have liked to have seen Jeffrey Dean Morgan as Thomas Wayne being Batman, because Jeffrey Dean Morgan played Thomas Wayne in the opening of Batman vs. Superman. And he's just an awesome actor, and I was totally down for that, and I feel like I can understand for fan service and for connectivity to like the general public having Michael Keaton be that Batman that Flash meets up with. I understand that. But from a story perspective, I think it's much cooler if he met up with Thomas Wayne. And it was like this weird, kind of very different alternate future that we've never, alternate timeline, I mean, that we've never seen before in a movie. Like, that is just much more unique of an idea and so much cooler. So yeah, that's just like, this is what my brain has been thinking about for the last couple of days. Not last couple of days, since yesterday, since this was announced. I've been like having all these debates in my head. I'm like, Michael Keaton's coming back. That's awesome, but I don't know if I really like it. Like, why is he in Flash? And it's just a lot of thoughts that's been going on in my brain for this subject. The idea that we're gonna see Michael Keaton back as Bruce Wayne and maybe Batman, it brings a smile to my face, because like I said, I love it. I just wish it was in different circumstances. Not trying to, you know, shoehorn him into a Flash movie. I wish it was kind of in a more unique and cooler circumstance to really get me pumped and excited. So that's the news that Michael Keaton is in talks to return in the Flash movie. Again, in talks. There hasn't been anything officially announced from like Michael Keaton or Warner Brothers about this, so this could all end up falling through and not happening. I mean, it's Warner Brothers. How many times have they announced something that doesn't happen? But the thing is that it's a real possibility, which is kind of insane. But all I really have to say is that I just want a Flash movie. I mean, I've always wanted a Flash movie. I've always wanted to see one, and it's just so weird that they're having such a difficult time developing one, and it seems like they're having such a hard time that they're really just like referring to having Michael Keaton appear in Batman in there to have to get it made, which seems kind of nuts. But I hope that this all works out. You know, I mean, I always do. Like I said, I've always been a big DC fan. I hope we get a good Flash movie, And if Michael Keaton appears in there, I hope it's a worthwhile appearance and it pays off, because that would be really good. As much as I'm skeptical about the idea, if it works, I'll be really happy. So yeah, that's all I have to say about that, I think. Just a lot going on in my mind regarding this. And until next time, I'll talk to you guys later.